I find the things I bring home anywhere and everywhere. There are things screaming at me in shops and around the place, thrown out on the street. Everywhere I look, there's something I want, must have, and get. If I leave home at all, it's lucky that 90% of my waking time is spent at home painting. There's 11 years of work in the collection of paintings I have here. It's the collection of the world's first holograms in oils and other art materials. Come into the bathroom where you'll see the big one. That's what the painting underneath this used to look like, and this is what it's looking like now. And I don't have to look when I'm doing it. It comes through me. This is the mystery of living at Florida House and my life. Situated opposite Barrenjoey Lighthouse, bang slap in the middle of my view. Obviously, where I was going to begin my collection was going to be with lighthouses. And that's the Immaculate Lash with Mary MacKillop. That masterpiece wasn't understood by the MacKillop Foundation to the extent I was hoping, but it's possibly my favourite of my own paintings. I'm particularly fascinated with this particular whip. Of all the collection of whips by George, this one is my favourite because it's made with real human hair. I can tell you that one is the diametrical opposite of this one. That's the one of this collection that would give you the most damage. Well, this is a collection of boobs, breasts and girls in brief clothing specifically for wild bondage purposes. You wouldn't wear these things if you were not out and at it. Well, I've always collected something. I've got religious collections going back decades. The very first thing I ever remember spending money on, which was a Turkish man with a whip. I collect things because I love them and they're priceless. I wouldn't part with them for money. The cumulative effect they have together in the house with everything else has a value beyond description. To describe my collections, you'd need an astral travels word. Eclectic just isn't big enough.
Gretel, I can't believe it's taken 100 episodes to get something to control Gordon. Finally, we have it. And this hat is an amazing creation.
I wore it to the Melbourne Cup a few years ago, but it was terrible in the wind. And I'm glad to take it off now we've talked about it.
Yeah.
There it goes.
That's the other side to your personality. That art plays such a huge role in your life. Has that influenced what you're collecting as well?
Yes. You don't see an artist's palette there, but everything's very artistic, in my opinion, anyway. Most of it painted on.
I love the head at the end. Where did that come from?
Uncanny. It's a Japanese wig head, and I got that at least 20 years ago.
I'm quite interested about where you actually get your things from. Most of our collectors have a kind of pattern, but you just seem to be random.
Look, all I've got to do is put down my brush and go out and I'll see something. Luckily, that doesn't happen too often.
You know, I can see coherence in all this. It's all about pleasure, really, with you, isn't it? And no more
Pleasure and pain.
Pleasure and pain,
but there's a lot of pain in my kind of pleasure. I mean, or else it costs you afterwards.
So let me get this straight. You're on your way to becoming a nun, and all of a sudden you're in King's Cross, then you're Madame Lash.
I did a strip act with a bullwhip because I needed to get a job at night that supported my education obsession. It was 18 months before I actually had an S&M scene with anyone after I first called myself Madame Lash. Of course, my name attracted me to my fate.
I was particularly struck by your collection of sexy kitsch, you know, which is, in the past it used to be very, very sort of naughty and provocative, but now you see people warm to it, don't they? Think it's fun, they think it's about life itself.
I don't have anything really grossly sexual. I mean, it's all in the mind of the beholder.
I'm really concerned, Andy, at just how comfortable you are with that paddle in your hand.
I haven't been able to put it down.
I'm worried. Isn't it a bit over the top? I mean, does it have to be that big?
Well, to make the impression it makes, it does.
Oh, OK.
Would you like a demonstration?